Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about an article that discusses the fact that the National Institute on Drug Abuse, which conducted a very large survey, claims that youth vaping, smoking and drinking are at record lows. Excuse the pun when I say I wonder what they've been smoking, because in the universe that I work in and that I live in, I'm not seeing any decrease. If anything, I'm seeing an increase. And not just an increase in substance use by young people, but a significant increase in the amount of mental health cases we're seeing and the severity of the cases. These cases that we're seeing are clinically challenging, they're legally challenging, and these are difficult cases. And what I mean by that, not that we can't help the family, but recovery is a journey. It's not necessarily a destination. It takes time for someone to experience recovery. And I tell every family that we speak to, probably looking at a year-long journey here. This is not getting fixed in 30, 60, or even 90 days. We want somebody to not only experience recovery, but also develop the skill set so they can maintain recovery for the rest of their life. The goal is to get this right first time. And there's some interesting statistics which you can read about. And it talks, let me give you some of this information. It says the highest rates were reported around 2019 to 2020, when just over 35% of 12th graders, 30% of 10th graders, and 16% of 8th graders answered that they'd used nicotine vapes within the past year. Apparently by 2025, the numbers are dropped. Now they're saying that, I guess, post-COVID, those numbers are going back up again. It also says heroin and cocaine appear to be on an upward trajectory for these grades. Look, long story short, I mean, you can read this for yourself, and perhaps these numbers are accurate, perhaps they're not. I'm just telling you what we're seeing. And if you're a family who has somebody in the family, typically an adult child, who's been dealing with this for a long, long time, there's only a couple of options on the table for you. One is you could do nothing, and like any disease, it will continue to get worse. It will eventually destroy the host, and it will destroy your family too, by the way. That's why they call it a family disease. Or you can wait and see if the state steps in. I think that's a polite way to say that, because what happens is that individuals with substance use, which typically comes with some type of behavioral health issue, mental illness, tend to get sucked into the state system, and they get sucked in one of two ways: either through the criminal system, because they get arrested, they drive high, they drive drunk, they commit a violent crime, things of that nature. So they get sucked into the state's state's criminal justice system, i.e. they go to jail and get it because they've been arrested, or they get sucked into Florida's mental health system through the Baker Act process. The other option is that you do something about it. What I mean by that is that the family gets the authority from a court or courts to start making decisions for their loved one that the loved one can't make, okay? And the reason they can't make it is because they have a disease, and that disease from the outside looks as if their brain has been kidnapped, right? They're probably in complete and utter denial. They refuse to even acknowledge there's a problem. They think it's okay. And for the families out there who think it's okay for young adults to be using marijuana just because they have a card, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. And so somebody has to make this decision, and we go to court to get you that authority so you can make the decision to save your loved one. So anyway, I'll put a link to the article in the description. I think this is, I'm frankly shocked that they think the numbers are going down. That's completely ridiculous, and I just don't agree. It just doesn't seem to make any sense. But I'll send the article to you. You can take a look at it. If you have any comments or questions, or even just disagree with me, please post them. I read all of them, and I normally get back to people within 24 hours. I'll give you a written response. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel so you get more of this content. I do at least one, if not two videos every day. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.